Hello, everyone. My name is Eli Kaganzi. I am the Director for Agriculture and Market Systems at KUSA. This is a brief presentation of who the Agriculture and Market Systems team is and what we do. So, as you can see, we are currently a 4-member team that will grow this year with an extra 3 positions. I lead the team and I'm based in Atlanta. We do have a vacant position for a senior technical advisor for agriculture and markets systems based in Atlanta. We also have Heather DeLong, who is our technical advisor for sustainable agriculture based out of New York. We have Meron Kidan, who is our senior technical advisor for agriculture and markets based in Ethiopia. We have Margaret Van Wassenaar, who's also senior technical advisor, agriculture and markets based in Washington, DC. The newest member of the team at the moment is Faith Owor, who is our senior technical advisor, livestock systems. She is based in Nairobi. And we are also recruiting a senior technical advisor for food safety and certification that we hope to fill very soon, that role. So just to remind you, CARE's Right to Food, Water, and Nutrition strategy is at the heart of what we do. It's an 8 interrelated strategy, and the Agriculture and Market Systems team primarily contributes to 3 main areas. One of them is preventing food loss and waste. The other area is area 6, which is women's access to inclusive markets. And we also have a big role to play in area number 7 on women's access to and control of sustainable productive assets and resources across the work. We do also work actively across the other remaining ones, but our main focus is by and large on those 3 as a team. We have an ambition. The Right to Food, Water, and Nutrition strategy aims to impact 75 million people by the year 2030. And we think that we can actively impact 25 million women and their families through market-led agricultural market systems programming across CARE's global programs as part of this Right to Food, Water, and Nutrition strategy for 2030. What's the rationale? We know that women small-scale producers play a vital role in global food production and the way their families eat, yet their contributions are largely invisible and unappreciated. And our programs invest in women small-scale producers to give them the resources, the support, the information, skills, and confidence they need to invest in their farms, businesses, families, and communities. We also do recognize that our programs also work to ensure that systems in which women small-scale producers engage are more inclusive, equitable, and resilient. We do all this because we know that women don't have access to all the services they need to be able to play this vital role. And as a result, there remains suboptimal production and consumption of foods, which ultimately is a major contributor to hunger and malnutrition. Women often struggle to secure land titles or access agricultural extension services. In some countries, for instance, as few as 5% of the women can access tools and information they need to improve crop production. So the Ag and Market Systems team is places all this at the center of its work and seeks to enhance the women's role and equitable participation in agriculture and market systems across the globe. How do we do this? There's several ways we work on this. We know that globally there's about 1.5 billion small-scale producers producing the bulk of the food that is consumed by, 7+ billion people in the world. The bulk of the world's global commodity trade, is though controlled by, a handful of 300 to 500 companies. The large multinational corporations play a significant role in shaping the global food trade. And therefore, as an organization and as a team, we know that influencing and shaping their practices can significantly increase their impact to small-scale producers, particularly women, and this can be transformational. So we do work with several global corporations that engage in food production, processing, and marketing. And we always want to be a partner of choice for these corporations and companies. And the three main pathways that we do this is we increase the partnership with ag and food-based corporations through consulting, through joint program implementation, through joint advocacy with some of these corporations. The second pathway, obviously, is, we seek to address access to agricultural inputs for women through building systems and partnerships with agro-input dealers and companies. We know that women, because of some of the social cultural constraints and norms, that they are inhibited because of their ability to move from place to place. So mobility is quite an issue. And so we work actively to address the issues of access, availability, and an enabling environment through which small-scale producers, particularly women, can access agricultural inputs. The third area is we want to build a brand around integrating women in higher value output markets, because we know that the only way women and their families stand to gain from agricultural production is if they can engage actively with the markets. So we do focus on collective action, strengthening producer associations, producer groups led by and for women. We focus on cooperative development and formalization of small-scale businesses for women producers. We do work and support value addition to reduce food waste and loss, and to increase the value and income that women generate from these activities. And the third area is we do work and partner with several private sector entities, several lead farms, so that we can have direct procurement and sales relationships between women small-scale producers and processors and other types of private sector entities within the different value chains. So again, just to quantify this, we deal with market systems development. We know that markets are complicated. We know that our work is complicated, but we do focus on complexity, or addressing complexity. And as you can see here, market systems are characterized by disorder and nonlinear relationships between cause and effect. Complex systems have many interconnected, interdependent elements and dimensions, and the result of interactions among these elements are unpredictable and non-replicable. So our market systems focus is on addressing complexity, on understanding roles and relationships and responsibilities, both formal and informal, in order to be able to ensure that women are effective participants. Some of the tools that we try to focus on include, our standard push-pull approaches. And as you can see in this slide, it's basically tailoring interventions for different people based on where they are, and working within the ecosystem to ensure that we are both doing push and pull interventions. This is not a comprehensive slide, but as you progress, groups make some headway. We layer in things like income generating activities, training, promoting and adoption of improved agricultural practices. Many of these interventions, particularly on the agricultural side, will not work with relevant pull strategies to affect service providers and companies, providers of extension services, providers of, agricultural input. So it's both an opportunity to engage through push and pull interventions as a major driver of our success. Okay, a couple more slides here that are important for us to look at. Our work focuses beyond working with farmers. We know that farmers within a market system are impacted by incentives and biases from many parts of society. And so if you only look and work with farmers, you will miss all the other influences. So our market systems work focuses on not just working with farmers, but influencing other market actors, looking at incentives and biases. And we need to understand how the system fits together at all different levels. And lastly, then our work would then focus on changing the drivers that influence system behavior, both at farm level, other market actors, and also looking at the incentives and biases. We know that systemic change is about changing the drivers and biases that direct the way market systems self-organize. It is key not to just focus on one-off changes. For instance, training is not necessarily is a one-off change, but we're looking at how do you change the drivers of farming practices? Is it cultural practices? Is it the extension system? Is it the availability of service providers? So as opposed to focusing on one thing. Overall, that's what our market systems work is about, taking a systemic view, working with different actors, influencing practices, addressing social norms and barriers that impact the way people interact within the marketplace. Thank you so much. I will stop there.